Oh my gosh, man. These fragrances I'm going to tell you guys about today blew me away when I first smelled them. You guys are going to want to hear about these. Let's go. What's good, YouTube? I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy, man. We primarily talk about fragrances on this channel, but because smelling good is just one part of the whole, the whole idea of smelling good and looking great, I like to talk about, grooming and throwing some style tips as well. Listen, if you're going to smell good, why not look your best? So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well. So anytime a new video is uploaded on YouTube, you guys get notified. On today, I am going to be discussing some fragrances that kind of had that wow factor when I first smelled these fragrances. Look, these fragrances were love at first sniff. They blew me away when I first smelled them for different reasons. Obviously, they smell great, but a lot of times they were something, it has to be something now at this point in my journey that is either very unique about it, obviously, or something that it could be a similar category or scent profile I've smelled before, but done on another level. So those are the kind of fragrances that I'm going to be talking about today. So if you want to see what's on the list, these are 10 amazing fragrances. And honestly, a lot of these fragrances aren't talked about a whole lot, to be quite honest with you as well. So you're definitely going to want to hear about them. They're unique. If you want to see what's on the list, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's jump right into this video. Really quickly, if you don't have the ebook, get it. The Gentleman's Blueprint. I always have it linked down in the description. Very, very good read. I think every modern day gentleman needs to have this in his reading wardrobe. I always link the fragrances that I talk about in the video to the video. If you click down on products down there in the corner through YouTube shopping, there you go, guys. I've done all the work for you. If you hear about something that you like, all you gotta do is click that link, and if I can find it through YouTube shopping, then I will include that in the video. My style tip of the day, is kind of a style tip, if you will. Guys, we're kind of nearing the end of the summer season, of course. This suit is one that I got last year. I've been really enjoying wearing this suit. I've talked before about fabrics and the weight of fabrics and how that constitutes to what season is appropriate to wear the suits. This is more of a spring summer suit, not only by the fabric, but of course the color of the suit as well. But something else that I want to talk about that's kind of seasonal for me is my shoes. You can wear loafers in the wintertime. Generally speaking, when it becomes wintertime, I like to wear more suede loafers, but during the summer, man, especially the last 2 summers, I've been really enjoying loafers, and I got a new pair of loafers in from a company called Skolix. These loafers right here, man, they are a hatch green leather and like a dark brown, or almost like a mahogany color, Bordeaux. But these are absolutely beautiful. This is a penny loafer. Generally speaking, I like penny loafers. And I like, my favorite is tassel loafers. I don't really like the bit loafers. Not really a fan of bit loafers, but penny loafers and tassel loafers are my favorite. I absolutely love these guys. Skolix is a company, and they do Goodyear welted shoes. These are Goodyear welted. They have a nice rubber sole on them, so durable. And the whole nine, like I said, Goodyear welted. Like a lot of people like to go Goodyear welted because they can be resold. I do have some shoes that are more of a Blake Stitch as well in my collection. Blake Stitch can be resold as well. But these are Goodyear welted, and I love the fact that they have that hatch grain on them. Just something unique that I don't have yet in my collection in a loafer. So these guys, I have a few more weeks. I'm gonna rock these. But actually, these are versatile enough I could actually wear these in the cooler temperatures as well. But just wanted to show you guys these shoes. I've been really loving loafers the past 2 springs and summers, and I am happy to have these in my collection. So guys, if you want to wear a nice suit, you're going to smell good, you got to invest in your footwear as well. And it's not as expensive as some of you may think. So this company is called Skolix. I bought these. It's not a sponsored video or anything like that, but I just wanted to show you guys these loafers because I'm very excited to have these hatch green penny loafers in my collection. All right, guys, I've heard the saying before, sometimes the best things in life are hiding right under your nose, and that would be the case with this fragrance. I've had it in my collection now for about a month and a half. Nobody's really talking about it, but it is phenomenal. Love at first sniff because it's something I've never smelled before. I'm talking about this fragrance from Electimus called Astrum Nova. Man, mango, lemon, osmanthus, oud, and black currant are some of the main notes. And I want to say mango 5 times. This is a mango bomb, but it's unlike any mango fragrance that I've ever smelled before. There are a lot of mango fragrances now on the market. Mango to me is a note that has become really popular over the last 2 years or so. But this thing right here is unlike anything I've ever smelled before. I didn't know, it blew me away and I loved it off first sniff, but I really didn't know how to process exactly what it was that I was smelling. And I got into reading a little bit more of the blurb on this particular fragrance, and the perfumer talked about how he used oud to the more fruity aspect of oud. Now, in my mind, I never really thought of oud of having a fruity facet to it, but the perfumer said that there is a fruity facet of oud that he kind of used to go with the mango and the osmanthus here in this fragrance, the honey-like osmanthus, and it creates this accord with the mango in the opening that is, again, unlike anything I've ever smelled. It's like a super, super overripe mango, but then you have this really burst of citrusy freshness behind it with the oud and the osmanthus note. Again, phenomenal scent. Nobody's really talking about it. I would probably say that opening is going to be a hit or miss for some people, but it is unlike anything I've ever smelled, and I really, really love it. Love the creativity here, and I love the way it smells. You know, I've worn it several times, and I really love how it develops, and I love the dry down of it. This is probably going to be one of the next big things that a lot of people are talking about. Wow, is all I can say when I smell it. From the brand of Electimus, again, check this one out, guys. This is called Astrum Nova. This next fragrance comes from the brand Chanel, and you guys know what this one is, Bleu de Chanel Exclusive. Absolute love for me at first sniff. Amber, labdanum, sandalwood, lemon, tonka bean are some of the main notes. Again, it is a beefed up version of Bleu de Chanel Parfum. It's even woodier. You know, I always used to kind of describe Bleu de Chanel Parfum compared to the other iterations as toned down the citruses, amped up the woods. Well, they've done the amped up woods times 5 in the Bleu de Chanel Low Exclusive. So listen, it's phenomenal. It smells great. Definitely one that was love at first sniff for me. I love the whole line from the EDT now to the Low Exclusive. Love this fragrance line. So I'm not surprised that this blew me away at first sniff. Bleu de Chanel Low Exclusive, absolutely love this stuff. All right, guys, this next fragrance, I've talked about it before, but I just got to go back and talk about it again. Not enough people talk about this fragrance. If you love patchouli and you love leather, have to get your nose on this one. From the brand of Francesca Bianchi, this is called Sticky Fingers. I'm so glad fall is right on the corner. I'm going to wear the heck out of this. Tobacco, leather, patchouli, orris, cinnamon, and tonka bean. This is so good. This is so good. Listen, I will tell you, if you don't like leather and you don't like patchouli, this is not going to be your thing. Hear me clearly when I say that. But if you do love those two notes, primarily to me is patchouli. I think they classify it as a leather fragrance, but I am all into the patchouli in this thing. Wow. It is, you have to smell it. Again, to me, it's more so about the patchouli. There's almost something here in a weird way that kind of smells gourmand, but because it does have some sweeter elements to it. Again, it has tonka bean and stuff like that in it. And maybe that combined with like, it has like this ambery accord that I think lends to this fragrance kind of, you know, tippy-toeing in that gourmand category. But it's not a gourmand. It just has some elements to it that kind of makes me, you know, think of a gourmand. But also, again, a very significant presence of tobacco, again, in this fragrance as well. But if you love patchouli, and I would say secondarily leather, This is a must smell. So patchouli lovers, a must smell from the brand of Francesca Bianchi Sticky Fingers. I love this stuff. All right, guys, the next fragrance comes from the brand of Frederic Malle, Promise. Promise. Apple, cypriol, patchouli, Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose. Wow. In the opening of the fragrance for me, it is that note of apple. That note of apple gives this it's a very crisp apple note. It's sweet. The kind of apple, honestly, that I would love to eat. You know, I don't like, when I talk about apples, if I want to eat an apple, I want a very sweet apple. I love sweet, crisp apples, and that's kind of sort of what I get in the opening of this fragrance. Now, they say there's no oud, but the cypriol here gives a presence of oud, so it kind of smells oud-like, if you will, which is probably what a lot of companies kind of do sometimes when they say oud is in it. That's a whole nother story, but absolutely love this stuff. You guys know I love rose, and honestly, for me, this is up there now with Portrait of a Lady, man. This and The Moon. I love both of them almost equally. I don't know, but we'll give it some more time. But I don't want to say here today that I'm putting this ahead of Portrait of a Lady because that's so special to me. But this is as good, honestly. Frederic Malle's Promise. Love this stuff. And honestly, out of that whole Desert Gems collection, this is the least expensive. You can actually find this on places like FragranceNet for mid 300s. And it's, to me, listen, and everybody's pockets are different. It is absolutely worth it, in my humble opinion, if you like Middle Eastern style fragrances. But check it out. Love At First Sniff, easily for me, done by none other than Dominique Ropion. This is called Frederic Malle's Promise. All right, guys, got to mention this fragrance here from the house of Destin. This is Love Flame. Love Flame. I love this stuff, man. This is iris, patchouli, cedarwood, vanilla, and benzoin. And again, simply put, I talked about this recently on another video where I talked about this entire house. This is Dior Homme Parfum reincarnated. Love this stuff. Powdery, kind of sweet, got this chocolate patchouli thing going on. Dry, woody, love it, masculine. Gotta get your nose on it, man. For those of you who are never able to get your hands on Dior Homme Parfum from 2014, check out Love Flame from the house of Destin. Absolutely love this stuff. All right, guys, this next one is a newer fragrance from Bond number 9. They've been kind of on a run the last year and a half, 2 years, kind of dropping fragrances. I'm not complaining because I love Bond. And I love this one. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but it is a stunner and it's very unique. This one is called Gold Street. Gold Street. Look at that beautiful bottle, man. But this is blueberry, salted caramel, iris, suede, and patchouli. Guys, the blueberry note in the opening of this fragrance is top tier. Top tier. It is going to be kind of reminiscent, the blueberry note, to what you smell in Bleecker Street. But what makes this fragrance so unique is how they pair that with that salted caramel accord in this fragrance. Again, it is very unique. I love, of course, that they use the note of blueberry here, which is not a note that is used a lot in fragrances. So that alone kind of gave it a unique factor because a lot of people don't really use the note of blueberry, but you have blueberry with salted caramel. It's powdery, kind of sweet. A gourmand fragrance that is different from anything I've ever smelled. Love it. That's why it's on the list. Check this one out, guys. If you like gourmands, it's something unique. Check out Gold Street from Bond number 9. All right, guys, another fragrance actually from the brand of Bond number 9 that nobody talks about. I think it came out around 2022, 2023, and maybe some guys are kind of shy away from it because it has some pink on the bottle, but I don't wear the bottle, I wear the fragrance, and I was absolutely loving First Sniff. I was blown away by this one at First Sniff. This one is called Chelsea Nights from Bond number 9. I love this fragrance, the way it smells. Hazelnut, cacao, rose, suede, and saffron. So, oh man, this is so good. Rose, suede, saffron. That's what you get on the dry down. So the saffron here definitely is more of the just more spicy variety. Sometimes saffron can come off smelling leathery. That's not what I get here. I just get this addition of spice, so it's like a spicy rose when it starts to dry down. But of course, the opening is really what drew me into this fragrance. You get this chocolatey, patchouli, cacao thing in the opening of this fragrance, and it absolutely blew me away. Wow, this is good. It has that Bond number 9 thing going for it, which is, for me, something that I love, obviously being such a fan of the brand. Bond number 9 has a DNA with their fragrances. In each genre that they do fragrances, they kind of have this Bond number 9 thing that if I were just to smell it on somebody, oftentimes I could probably tell it's Bond number 9 because they have a signature they put on all their fragrances. I love the way it smells. I love the bottle presentation. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. Chelsea Nights, like I said, it was released 2 or 3 years ago. But really what captured me with that cacao hazelnut thing in the opening of this fragrance with the coffee blew me away. Check it out from Bond number 9. This is a stunner, or at least it was for me. This is called Chelsea Nights. All right, guys, this next fragrance, I actually just got this for Father's Day in June, so it wasn't really the appropriate season to wear it yet, but fall's around the corner, and I'm about to rock the heck out of this thing. This is from the Christian Dior La Collection Privé collection. This is called Bois Talisman. Phenomenal vanilla fragrance. Vanilla, sugarcane, incense, and cedarwood. So basically, one's going to get to this very mature kind of bourbon vanilla with this kind of smoky incense and cedarwood combination on the dry down. This thing is next level. It's up there with me now for Baby Cat as my 2 favorite vanilla fragrances. I love this stuff. Like I said, I'm more of a mature vanilla. If you're going to use vanilla, I prefer a bourbon vanilla versus that really sweet confectionery, synthetic smelling vanilla that a lot of fragrances use. Love this stuff. We're going to talk about it a lot this upcoming fall and winter season. She even got my name, BowTie, there on the bottle. It was a nice touch. But I love this stuff. It's from the brand of, again, Christian Dior La Collection Privé collection. Check out Bois Talisman. Guys, we talk about a signature scent. For anybody that dresses up, this is something you gotta have to get your nose on. I've talked about it a few times on the channel, but I want to say again, this was a love at first sniff for me. I love it. From the brand of 8 and Bob is the namesake, 8 and Bob, the original. Hazelnut, lemon, cardamom, vanilla, and sandalwood. Again, it has that kind of traditional fougere kind of quality about it. Something about it that kind of screams fougere. But then you have this very creamy, again, vanilla, sandalwood sweetness on the dry down. Kind of similar to what you get with, what's it called from Chanel? Edition Blanche. How that dries down, you have that creamy, sweet vanilla, sandalwood thing. But then on the top, you have the beautiful, bright lemon citruses. That's what you kind of get with this fragrance as well. But I absolutely love it. It's so versatile. It smells great. Again, they said it was a signature scent of JFK. Again, don't know how true some of that stuff is, but they've been pretty consistent about that. And if it was, I could see why JFK would wear this. Phenomenal fragrance from 8 and Bob. 8 and Bob, the original. Phenomenal fragrance. All right, guys, another fragrance that I have to mention on this list is from the brand of Les Indomptables. This is called Vanille Havane. This is vanilla, of course. This is tobacco. This is cacao. This is dry fruits, vanilla. This thing, guys, if you want to smell an authentic smell of tobacco, like a Cuban cigar, you just got to smell this stuff. I love tobacco. And again, this fragrance absolutely blew me away when I got my hands on it. I think it was released in 2020. And all I can say, again, if you love tobacco, you have to smell it. From the brand of Les Indomptables, Vanille Havane. All right, guys, and last but not least, I've waxed poetically about this fragrance all summer. And I just got to mention it one more time because I've mentioned it a lot, but I could not do this list without mentioning this fragrance because I love it so much. From the brand of Clive Christian, 1872. Petit grain, lime, lavender, jasmine, freesia. I mean, again, one of the best things I've ever smelled, especially when I talk about my spring, summer collection of fragrances. This is so good. It is so well done. The quality of the ingredients used here. I'm a huge lover of petit grain, and that's what you get, a burst of petit grain in the opening of this fragrances with the, citruses. And of course you got some of those more floral notes that I mentioned, like jasmine, freesia, some other things going on there. And then the dry down. Just check it out, man. That's all I can say. 1872 by Clive Christian for men. blew me away when I first smelled it, and it's continuing to wow me every time I put it to my nose. Check this one out. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you, actually I think it was 11 fragrances that absolutely blew me away. Love at first sniff. What are some fragrances you have that fit into that category? They were absolute love at first sniff. I would love to hear from you down in the comment section. Now, as always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and your attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these out to some other folks that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because every guy daring, I'm the BowTie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. We out.